John Chow here from johnchow.com, and welcome to Driving with John Chow. Another beautiful day here in sunny Orange County. This is the reason why I live here. 72 degrees, perfect. Not humid, can't stand humidity. One of the requirements when I was looking for a new place to live was that it has to have fantastic weather and not be humid. This is the reason why we did not move to the East Coast, and that's why we stay in the West Coast. Anyway, I'm heading for lunch right now. Gonna try out a new restaurant called Brentzilla, but it's little bitty sliders, very small portion, very California, very California. So look for a review soon. Anyway, I want to continue with my success habits and habits that successful people have that you should adopt if you want to be successful yourself. And today I want to talk about something known as the time quadrant. And I first learned about the time quadrant from Stephen Covey. Stephen Covey is the best-selling author of The 7 Habits of Highly Successful People. There you go, success habit. You want to learn habits of successful people? That's a very good book to read. Anyway, in the book, Covey talks about the time quadrant, and what that basically states is that what stuff that you do on a daily basis can be put into either one of 4 quadrants, and these quadrants are measured based on importance and urgency. So quadrant 1 is products, it's things that are important and urgent. Means you gotta do it right now. The examples of quadrant 1 activities of important and urgent is baby's crying, you gotta take care of it right now. The phone rings, gotta take care of it right now. You know, that's quadrant 1. Important and urgent has to be done right now. Quadrant 2 are stuff that are important but not urgent. An example of those kind of activities would be long-term financial planning, exercise, stuff like that. So stuff that are important. Staying healthy is important, but it's not urgent. We don't have to do it right now. Quadrant 3 is stuff that are not important but urgent. An example of those could be, employee just bugging you at the water cooler. It's like we gotta do it right now. Certain phone calls, they're not important stuff, but they're urgent. You gotta take care of it right now, right? And quadrant 4 is stuff that are not important and not urgent at all. And these are they're the time waster. Facebook would be for most people, Facebook would be a quadrant 4 activity. Not urgent, not important, but for some reason they take up all your time. They're the time suckers. Hell, for some people, maybe YouTube is a quadrant 4 activity, right? So those are the 4 quadrants, and no matter what activity we're doing, they generally fall into one of those 4 quadrants. Now, here's the key. Successful people stay mostly in what quadrant? That's the question. Like, if you want to be successful, what quadrant should you be spending your time in? And the answer is quadrant 2. Successful people spend most of their time on quadrant 2 activities. They're important, but they're not urgent. Right? And if you want to be successful, you need to stay in quadrant 2. Quadrant 1, quadrant 3, quadrant 4, especially quadrant 4, try to stay away from doing those activities. And so stuff that that are important, like long-term financial planning, working on your relationship, health and fitness, working out. We know this stuff is important, but because it's not urgent, it can be put off for another day. And there is the problem. Because you can put it off for tomorrow or the next day or the next day, unfortunately, most people just put it off because, oh yeah, I know I should get into shape. I know I should, but I got an instant phone call in a water cooler. YouTube is calling me, Facebook. I gotta make this update and all that. And because of all the other quadrants sucking up your time, You don't do the stuff that is important. You put it off onto the next day because it is not urgent. But yet, ask yourself, what one thing that you can do that if you do it on a consistent basis, it will make a tremendous impact in your financial life, your personal life, and your health and fitness. That is a quadrant 2 activity. If you work out every single day, would it make a positive impact in your health? Yes, it would. If you were to update your blog every single day, would it make a positive impact in the blog's traffic? And conversely, would it make a positive impact in the blog's income? Yes, it would. But because this type of activity is not urgent, you put it off. Do not put it off. Stay in quadrant 2. The reason I am successful, the reason I make the money that I do is because I make sure every single day I do a quadrant 2 activity. And the more you stay in quadrant 2, I'm not saying that, always stay in quadrant 2, it just can't be done. But every single day, make sure you spend some time doing a quadrant 2 activity. It's important, but it's not urgent. But it is important enough that you should do some of it every single day. And that is why successful people are successful. They do stuff that are important, but they're not urgent. But even though they're not urgent, they do it anyway. If you can adapt that kind of mindset, you will be much further ahead, and you'll be a lot more successful. You're making a lot more money, and you'll be a lot healthier as well. Right? Hope that helps you guys. John Chow at johnchow.com. I welcome your feedback. Please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys on the next episode.